Losing time, I'm fading fast. I just wanna make it last. Try to let go of the past. I close my eyes, embrace the blast. Sleepless nights and headaches stack. Restlessness to hell and back. What's my purpose? What do I grab? A slippery surface, a heart attack. And sometimes you just gotta believe there's something that'll give you relief. There's something that'll have what you need, what you need. We're broken, it's tragic, we're not all elastic, but maybe there's magic, believe you could have it. And I know of sadness, the anxious and panic, the infinite vastness of all that is blackness.
Hey guys, how you going? Oh wow, it's freezing here today. Hair's growing. Looking a bit like, what's her name? Oh, what's his name? Jamie Lee Curtis in the movie The Fog. It's kind of going... My hair used to be like... Does anyone remember, was it Richard Simmons? Yeah, I used to have like frizzy hair like that. I don't know what happened. It's calmed down a lot. Anyway, let's not worry about hair. My mum is in hospital as well. She has a fractured back and a fractured skull from falling over last week. When I was there, I said to her I'll ring an ambulance because she had fallen twice. And she was, no, I don't want to go to hospital, don't want to go to hospital. Well, in the end, the pain got too much for her and she had to go to hospital. And we found out she has a fractured skull and a fractured back. So... if you can pray for my mum, please. Any prayers would be much appreciated. I'm hoping she gets to come home again. They did scare her yesterday by the doctor saying, you know, you're going to have to go to an old person's home. And he thought that my mum had nobody to go home to. But we all got there yesterday and said, no, she's got all of us to go to. So, yeah, they're trying to pull a fast one. Not going to happen. Not on my watch anyway. I'll walk out with her if I have to. I'll sign her out and I'll walk out and take responsibility. But anyway, let's get on with the news. Apparently, Hunter Biden's been charged and he's pled guilty, but got off with a really light sentencing, if you'd like. Looks like he's going to get off with a light one, which is showing people more and more that the two different states of justice, you know what I mean? Like one set of justice for the elite and another set of justice for people like us and Trump being shown. Anyway, Joe Rogan said, Peter, if you claim what RFK Jr. is saying is misinformation, I'm offering you $100,000 to the charity of your choice if you're willing to debate him on my show with no time limit. And this is in response to Professor Peter Hotez, MD, PhD. Spotify has stopped even sort of trying to stem Joe Rogan's misinformation on the jabs. It's really true. Anna Merlin, just awful. And from all the online attacks I'm receiving after this absurd podcast, it's clear many actually believe this nonsense. Well, a lot of us do, and I don't think it's nonsense. Have a look at the He's obviously a shill for Pharma. Big Pharma. Must have shares somewhere along the way. Because apparently being a professor, he should know better. Anyway, we know that these experts that they put forward as experts aren't really experts after all, are they? They're pen pushers. James O'Keefe said he had a, what do you call it? He put a post up. Where was it? I mustn't have bookmarked it. Okay, well, breaking. BlackRock recruiter who decides people's fate spills info on company's world impact. It's not who the president is, it's who's controlling the wallet of the president. You got $10,000, you can buy a senator. Where'd it go? Oh, that's why I clicked on a link. War is effing real good for business. War is real effing good for business. Sorry. Okay, let's have a listen to this guy.
They don't want to be in the news. They don't want people to talk about them. They don't want to be anywhere on the radar.
Why not?
I don't know, but I suspect it's probably because it's easier to do things when people aren't thinking about it. All of these financial institutions, they buy politicians. You can take this big ton of money, and then you can start to buy people. I work for a company called BlackRock.
Meet Serge Varley, a recruiter at BlackRock.
Let me tell you, it's not who's the president. It's who's controlling the wallet. So it's the,
And who's that?
The hedge funds, BlackRock, the banks. These guys run campaign financing. Yep, you can buy your candidates. And obviously, we have the system in place. First, there's the senators, and these guys are cheap. You got 10 grand, you can buy a senator. I can give you 500K right now, no questions asked.
Yeah.
I didn't do it.
Life is going to be shaped.
That's so powerful.
CNN, Fox, and yes, Pfizer, just to name a few. At OMG, we do not shy away from exposing powerful companies, and we're not afraid of powerful people.
This goes for 11 minutes, I've just realised, so I'm not going to play the whole thing, but I think you can get the gist. And James O'Keefe also said whistleblowers and truth tellers like LBRY can be thought of as scapegoats. Think about how much the scapegoat must know. For many whistleblowers, this knowledge is like a mortal illness. They live with it, and it with them, every day and night of their lives. They do not just know the sins of the tribe, they're afflicted with them. Ellsberg said that his friends and colleagues regarded him with neither admiration or censure, but with wonder, as though he were a spacewalking astronaut who has cut his lifeline into the mothership. See Alford. Yep, you stand alone. Okay, let's have a look. So in summary, the whistleblower is a scapegoat who's hunted down, tortured and sacrificed, not with bullets or knives, but with courtrooms and documents. But like with Ellsberg, the whistleblower survives, inspires, triumphs, and the hunter becomes the hunted. Where have we heard that before? Tune in next week. Oh my God. So there's that, which I'll be tuning into. And another one from James O'Keefe. The whistleblower is the last man, not Nietzsche's last man, but who wants a comfortable existence, but Orwell's last man in 1984. The whistleblower is not just tortured, but exposed and sacrificed so others might see what it costs to be an individual in this benighted world. See Fred Alfred, R.I.P. Dan Ellsberg. A profound realisation occurs to those who are blind but then see. These are tremendous shocks to the whistleblower. They are not, I believe, the greatest shock. The greatest shock is what the whistleblower learns about the world as a result. That nothing he or she believed was true. That people can be so deeply shaken by knowledge is not something I expected to find. Because it's true. Once you wake up, your outlook on the world is much different than it was when you first went into it. That's even, just looking for the truth. And a lot of people don't want that view of the world broken. Their view that they believe is the truth since they were born, which is not. Kian Bext said, breaking, federal police are investigating Prime Minister Justin Trudeau for obstruction of justice. If indicted, Trudeau could face up to 10 years in jail. Will he? RCMP investigating Trudeau for obstruction of justice. Okay, who's put context in there? The RCMP has confirmed in a tweet that it is not investigating Mr. Trudeau for obstruction in SBC Lavalin. Do you find this helpful? No, not really. Why would they tell the truth now? They haven't been for a long time. Why would anyone trust them? David A. Clark Jr. said FBI says the disclosure of Seth Rich's computer contents will lead to his assassination. Go figure. For you not following, Rich is already dead and under suspicious circumstances. The FBI wants this hidden. The FBI asked Judge to delay Seth Rich laptop release for 66 years. Well, it's not going to do any damage to Seth Rich. He's not going to be assassinated. He already has been. Crazy. Ah, dear. Even if that was satire, that's insane. Zero Hedge said, this doctor, this professor that we were talking about at the beginning. The jab push and debate dodger linked to chimeric coronavirus creation in Wuhan. Chimeric? Chimeric? Let's have a look. Over the weekend, the MSM's new jab-pushing darling, Dr. Peter Hotez, chickened out of a debate with presidential candidate Robert F. Kennedy Jr. after a charity pot to do so reached more than $2.6 million in less than 24 hours. And this guy's just on Twitter whinging. That's all he's doing. Hotez, a frequent guest on CNN and NBC during the pandemic, just tried the let's take this offline approach with Rogan after first posting a linked to Vice article attacking claims made by RFK Jr. Why would you listen to Vice? On Rogan's podcast, Rogan called that a non-answer, and his original $100,000 offer to donate to charity snowballed into millions after a flood of people committed to the pot. He now says that getting tag-teamed on Twitter's been overwhelming. Wow. Is that the bullying and harassment he's talking about? Telling MSNBC's, oh my goodness, Hassan, after establishment support strike was called in. You know, the attacks from the anti-jab lobby do come in waves. And this time, though, it's been one of the tougher ones because, as you pointed out, the physical stalking and the incessant threatening emails. Proof for it didn't happen. And the stuff online is just total wackadoodle. And let's face it, when you have RFK Jr. and Joe Rogan and Elon Musk all tag teaming those... I can't even say that. Oh, Weezy's going to have to tell me how to say that. At the same time, he added, that probably includes just about every follower on Twitter, so it's pretty overwhelming. And the ultimate cope? In science, we don't typically do debates. What we do is we write scientific papers. One doesn't typically debate science, maybe the one-off discussion of evolution versus creationism and that sort of thing, but that's not what we do in science. You mean debates you can't win? I thought science was all about debating and giving proof of what they thought, and... Okay, science is not what we thought it was anyway. According to Hotez, anti-jab disinformation is now a lethal force in the US. Adding, I offered to go on Joe Rogan, but not to turn it into a Jerry Springer show having RFK Jr. on. Hassan, of course, equates debating an anti-jabber to a World War II expert debating a Holocaust denier. For God's sake. Okay. I don't think a historian of World War II should debate a Holocaust denier. What, how do you know one would not be the perfect person to do that? Who else should debate a Holocaust denier? A mechanic? A jab expert is the perfect person to debate RFK Jr. What a retard cope. Among other things, RFK Jr. and Rogan discussed Ed Dowd's book Cause Unknown, which catalogues instances of sudden deaths. Meanwhile, Dr. Pierre Corey provided evidence that Hotez is linked to the gain-of-function research, citing information from the US Right to Know. HOTES's own 2012-2017 NIH grant for the development of a SARS vaccine had the stated aim of responding to any accidental release from a laboratory, in addition to a possible zoonotic spillover of the virus. As part of his NIH grant, HOTES subcontracted funding for research on combined or chimeric coronaviruses, scientific papers show. Way to bring the chimeric bit into it. This is introducing now other things. HOTES's grant underwrote two of Xi's collaborators on the project. Xi headed the Wuhan Lab's coronavirus modification project. In the 2017 paper co-funded by HOTES, Xi and her colleagues generated a recombinant virus from two SARS-related coronaviruses. And it's these two, RWIV1-SHC014S. It's not clear whether the paper co-funded by HOTES should have been stopped under a temporary pause on gain-of-function work before 2017. According to Corey, the article also showed how HOTES worked over and over to cover up the possibility SARS-CoV-2 could have come from a lab. Given how bad the PR would be for him if this became known, his behaviour is somewhat understandable. Okay, would you like to know more? And there's a whole list of Twitter feeds in this, and everyone's saying, you know, they'll debate him, and wow, pretty interesting, but he's just dodging it, this guy. Okay. Gateway pundit said the scale of Biden's illegal payment scandal triples overnight. Wow, who would have thought? They got to show the people, because people can't be told. When the emperor wears no clothes, those who praise his regal attire attempt to bury the truth with rags of lies. JB is the world would-be emperor. Those who praise him seek to bury the truth to maintain a false reality. But will they risk standing naked in front of the truth along with the emperor? GOP-led House Oversight Committee Chairman James Comer doesn't think so. In an interview with Maria Bartiromo on Fox News, the congressman from Kentucky claimed that $20 to $30 million in illicit payments have been made to the Biden crime family. If this is true, or even if it is probably true, the mainstream media, deep state bureaucrats and whoever else seeks to cover for Biden at the expense of Donald Trump will sooner or later either have to put down their swords or fall on them. Citizen Free Press posted Comer's Fox interview with the caption, James Comer expects to uncover $20 to $30 million in illicit payments made to the Biden crime family. That's up to triple the amount claimed earlier by the GOP. If this is all true, Bartiromo asked Comer about a sitting president when he was vice president influence peddling, accepting money from foreign nationals so that he could turn around and make changes in policy for America, so he could pocket the money. If that's true, why isn't he impeached already? The short answer is that it has yet to be proven to be true. Comer, Senator Chuck Grassley and company are working on it, but it's not as easy as it should be. The FBI, to understate the matter, is not being forthright. Bartiromo continued, and if it's true that the FBI is doing nothing about it, why isn't Christopher Wray on his heels as well? The assertion that the FBI is doing nothing about it is demonstrably not true. The FBI has been actively working to stall the House Oversight Committee by refusing to hand over documentary evidence. Yes. Okay. Comer responded to Bartiromo's second question by telling her Wray is not in control of the FBI. One thing I've learned from dealing with Grassley's whistleblowers is that this is an organisation in disarray, Comer said. No one has confidence in leadership at the top. You have bureaucrats, deep state bureaucrats who are running the show. They're partisan. They want to get Donald Trump. They don't care what Joe Biden does because Joe Biden can be controlled. I like James Comer. He tells it like it is. That's rare for a politician. For anyone with eyes to see, it's been plain for some time now that Joe Biden is not calling the shots at the White House. There's plenty of speculation about George Soros, Davos and China, but the only clear thing is the deep state is real, they're in control, and they're already deathly afraid of Donald Trump. The evidence for this is clear and compelling. The Russian collusion hoax, 2 impeachments, the Hunter Biden laptop scandal, the FBI raid on Mar-a-Lago, the list continues to grow. And the current one that they've got him for, apparently. They got him this time, I'm telling you, they got him this time. And to further their cause, the deep state, and this includes mainstream media, is providing cover for Joe Biden, at least for now. As far as the deep state is concerned, Joe Biden is no more than a useful idiot. Lenin reputedly coined the term to label Western intellectual defenders of communism. Biden is no intellectual but thinks he is, just like the thousands of leftist ideologues dug in deep at our universities and government offices. Idiots have a bad habit of eating their own. Comer knows this and he's happy to let them do it. And that's why he told Bartiromo that his investigation is following the money, and that's what it will continue to do. He's going after bank records and other concrete information related to funds being transferred from foreign nationals and other countries into Biden accounts. Money talks, BS walks. Comer told Bartiromo this is going to be hard for JB to explain and it's not going to go away. And I think eventually the mainstream media will turn on JB and start asking the real questions. When will the reckoning happen? It depends on what hard evidence Comer and company can come up with. The left are masters of the smoke screen, but a good bloodhound can sniff through the smoke. Comer appears confident that he can and will uncover $20 to $30 million in illicit payments made to the Biden crime family. Time will tell. Whatever the case, Emperor Biden is looking more and more like a naked old man shivering under a cold light. Why else would he snap at a reporter asking him about his alleged Ukrainian bribery scheme with, "Why do you ask such a dumb question?" In another instance, Biden responded with, "Where's the money?" when confronted about the alleged bribery schemes. Where's the money? That's what Comer wants to know, and he's determined to sniff it out. The article appeared originally in the Western Journal. Okay, I'm going to leave that one open, fill my email and everything in later on. Ah, dear. Bohemian Atmosphere said, "Lol, Robbie Williams forced to stop mid-concert due to long COVID as he tells the crowd I'm..." Okay, there you go. That says it all about Robbie Williams. He's on the DS side by the look of it. If he still thinks he's got COVID, he is. He was also being interviewed a lot by Sean Atwood. Oh, the webs they weave. The Gateway pundit said Marxist Manhattan District Attorney Alvin Bragg sued after refusing to release Trump prosecution records. Full details of lawsuit included here. So, Marxist Manhattan District Attorney Alvin Bragg sued, okay, after refusing to comply with state something to release the Trump prosecution records. He's trying to hide them. They're all trying to hide. The rats are jumping from the sinking ship, I think. Santa Trump said not an exercise, not a drill, preparation, ego, insurrectionists like Antifa, which will start the day they shut the networks down. Because apparently there are troops on the ground in the US and even parts of Canada. 79 infantry. Oh, interesting. Huh. Okay. And this Dr. Keck says, "What's going on, people? Do you have any videos, pictures, or stories?" Because there's apparently a lot of army on the ground. Don't be afraid. Because I think it's going to happen very shortly. How's it looking to you guys? America first. The rest will follow. Canada will be taken, I think, with the US. Will be taken along with them. I'd just stay out of the way, seriously. I'd probably stay indoors when you see all this shit coming at you. Hunker down, make sure you got enough food and water and cash on you for a couple of weeks at least. I know that's hard for some of us, don't worry, I know what it's like. So yeah, I'm expecting this to happen in Australia sometime soon. We had a tiny bit of snow, by the way, the other night, about a minute worth. It's not happening for me, is it? Oh dear. Anyway, there you go. There's plenty of plenty of action going on there in the US. Okay, so hang on to your hats, ladies and gentlemen. I believe things are happening that we don't even know about. Jack Pozo said BlackRock, JP Morgan set up reconstruction bank for the Ukraine. Is that where all the money is going that people are giving Ukraine? Another money laundering situation? Wash that money. DC Theo said next time a deranged liberal brings up Melania Trump, bring up Obama's lovely mother. Okay, you ready for it? I'm going to go past pretty quick. Oops. Yeah, swingers parties and all sorts of things going on there with Obama's mum. Yep. Claire Hepworth, OBE, said, I can't believe what I've just heard. Contracts amounting to £55 million have been issued to law firms in order to provide legal advice and support to ministers and government departments during the COVID inquiry. Okay? Why do they need legal support? Why not just tell the truth in plain, simple language? Because they have to try and hide everything behind lawyers. That's why they need lawyers. They're going to need a lot more than lawyers shortly. Nuremberg 2.0, let's go. Clandestine said, let's take it to 40,000 feet. Look at the public disclosure happening right now on Twitter. On Twitter 1.0, the jab skeptics would have been suspended already and all this truth would have been yanked for disinformation. Do you recognise Elon's importance now? And I'm not relying on Elon to save anything, but you recognise his importance in this whole movement? That we can get the most truth there, other than Truth Social, which I'm on, somehow. There you go. Okay, Kim.com said it's easy to give Robert Kennedy Jr. a chance. Why? The CIA killed his father and uncle. He isn't going to fix America. If he isn't going to fix America, who is? Is he perfect? No. Has he told the truth about the coup? Yes. Kennedy has more credibility than any other candidate, but they may kill yet another Kennedy. I still think Trump's better. But if he did win, right, I heard someone say if he did win, I can't remember who it was or I'd credit them with it, that if he won and Trump and him would be working together, I don't know. I just heard something like they could just say, let's join up instead of dividing the nation, join it together. I don't know. Just something I heard. American Dream 09 said Australian senator admits that the coup was planned event by global elites to control and depopulate the world. What were we saying from the beginning? Going to hunt down the perpetrators of this global scam. Much, much more is coming soon at 17+. 17plus.weebly.com. And this is Malcolm Roberts from Australia. One Nation, along with Pauline Hanson, okay?
It's become clear that people in this country and globally have been steamrolled. It is also clear that it has been coordinated globally. It is also clear that it has been integrated, not just over 6 months, not just over 2.5 years, but it has been planned over decades. The changes to legislation in this country were done so that they could control doctors and people. But the people are waking, and it's thanks to people like Dr. Altman and all the presenters here today, thanks to people like Senator Babette and Craig Kelly. We know and we knew that this is all bullshit and that we've been had. But we are going to hound you down, the people that are guilty. We are going to hound you down and hold you accountable, and we will expose your global agenda so that the people of Australia can be free in the future. Because I love my kids, and I'm looking forward to my grandkids. And we are going to save this country.
Well said, Malcolm. He's one of the biggest voices standing up for her, apart from Pauline Hanson. But there, so there you go. I'm going to hold them accountable. Nuremberg 2.0, let's go. Matt XRP Patriot said from a source, Le Camp Minden is where majority of artillery comes from. They're loading up on trains on Highway 80. Following states I know so far reporting to me: NY, New York, PN, I don't know, ID, Idaho, I don't know, California, KYSCMIIA AZTX OK WAVACOARLA. I'm thinking Oklahoma, Texas, Arizona. Okay, anyway, I'm not here to show whether I know these or not. Just spreading the word, please share. I don't know half of them. Okay, but there you go. I don't know. One day someone can write me out the whole list of your abbreviations for your states and what they actually are. Rosita Diaz said, a paradox. Both Linda Burney and the Minister for Indigenous Australia and Jacinta Price, Linda Burney being the bad one, Jacinta being the good one, the Shadow Minister for Indigenous Australians are Celtic Aboriginal women. Only one grew up in the Aboriginal culture and the other one supports the Yes campaign for the Voice. Can you guess which one should be believed? Here we go. Ready? The bad one? The good one. This is the one who grew up in the Aboriginal community. This lady grew up in rich inner city. Lovely. I cannot believe the utter contempt of the ABC and outright silencing of the voice of Sharon Long. Sharon is absolutely livid, deeply insulted, and in utter disbelief that our taxpayer-funded national broadcaster deliberately censored her voice. What did you expect? That's what the ABC do. Oh, Sharon Longley bravely made the long trip from her outback community to Canberra. She read out her concerns about the violence and brutality women and children endure. Sharon mourns the violent RAPES and even murders of young Aboriginal girls. Nobody heard. The ABC wasn't listening. Where's Lisa Wilkinson? Oh, that's right, cuddling Brittany Higgins, the girl who accused the guy of attacking her. What a mess. We're all in a mess, right? So hang in there. Don't panic. That's what I tell myself anyway. Pauline Hanson said media release. Labor refuses to rule out independent Indigenous state now. Is that like the City of London or the Vatican or Washington DC? The Albanese Labor government today refused to rule out the establishment of an independent sovereign Indigenous state in Senate question time today. One Nation leader, Senator Pauline Hanson, asked the question in response to a report in the Australian newspaper today which revealed an Indigenous member of the referendum working group had said the power of the Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander voice to Parliament was its ability to punish politicians that ignore our advice on legislation and funding. First, I asked if the Prime Minister endorsed these comments, and Senator Wong could or would not answer. Senator Hanson said, I then asked if the Albanese government would rule out establishing seats in Parliament reserved exclusively for Indigenous people if the voice demanded it. All that Penny Wong could say after question time was over was that it wasn't Labor's policy. That's not an answer. My final question was about the prospect of the voice demanding an independent sovereign Indigenous state, and the government wouldn't rule out conceding to such a demand. We know what will happen if the voice's demands are refused. Endless litigation in the High Court until the voice activists get their way. This is precisely why activists want the voice enshrined in the Constitution. Mr. Mayo said as much himself. We are going to use the rule book of the nation to force them to listen to our voice. This sort of radical and divisive activism is what the Prime Minister is encouraging. He calls for a respectful debate on the voice, but radical members of his own hand-picked referendum working group have not been following his script for months now. They've confirmed they eagerly anticipate the High Court playing a large role in deciding the voice's power, with taxpayers footing the expense of constitutional challenges. They've confirmed they want to destroy the fabric of the Constitution. They've confirmed they want punishment for elected members of Parliament for daring to ignore the voice. One Nation stands for equality for all Australians and is campaigning hard against this proposal to insert racial inequality in the Constitution. We're confident Australians understand the Prime Minister has deceived them and they will vote no. Let's hope so, because this film clip, Penny Wong here, Pauline's over here, she's asking Penny Wong a simple question. She wants a yes or no answer the whole time, how many minutes of it? The whole 4 minutes is Penny Wong trying to divert away from answering the question. And at the end, She does say that's not in Labor's policy. So it's not a no, okay? Take that as it is. It's not a no. In other words, Penny Wong probably would do that. Matt, XRP Patriot, says 17 cities, one event. This list could be altered slightly because expect the major cities to be targeted. Oh, here we go. This will spell it out for me. But expect major cities to be targeted. I don't know if this is by Antifa or what. New York City, Los Angeles, Chicago, Philadelphia, Washington, D.C., Houston, Nashville, New Orleans, Charlotte, San Francisco, Detroit, Seattle, Atlanta, Las Vegas, Baltimore, Boston, and Miami. So that, I don't know whether, just keep your eyes open, guys. Elon Musk parody. Okay, this is a parody account. There should be age restrictions for all alphabet people plus events. No exceptions, 18 plus. I think most of us agree. Elon Musk should have written that himself. I think most of us agree. Keep that in over 18s, at the very least. Jamie McIntyre said watch one of Bill Gates' companies has 61,000 satellites that'll be able to watch every square inch of the planet, says Robert Kennedy Jr. Well, apparently they have been already watching us and all that sort of stuff. Let's have a listen to Robert Kennedy Jr. Hang on.
One of his companies is putting up 61,000 low-altitude satellites to do Earth surveillance. He says that his company alone will be able to watch every square inch of the Earth at 24 hours a day. So, you know, the capacity of people to escape that kind of surveillance and to live, you know, free lives is going to be the power. What we're creating is this kind of turnkey totalitarianism, where the next totalitarian regime that steps up and really wants to clamp things down, they're going to have all of these mechanisms in place like no regime has had it in human history. One of his.
So there you go. Oh dear. Anthony Albanese, Australian Labor Party. Oh my God, this thing here. Okay. Kay Gary, formerly Fraser Island in Australia, which is not open to white people anymore, will cease to be a tourist destination. So they're just cutting the whole island, no more tourism. Watch the place sink. No, not literally, I mean, because tourism was its lifeblood. Tourism businesses and operators will close on Kay Gari by September the 1st. The return of the name Kay Gari provides non-Aboriginals with an opportunity to appreciate the Aboriginal culture. This is a long-standing holiday spot for a lot of Australians, and now it's off limits. How's that? How's them apples? You can't go there. You can't go to Ayers Rock either. Can't go there. No, not allowed. Because of the colour of your skin. Okay. Rage Against the Vaccine said the only terrorist he actually had any contact with was an undercover FBI agent who befriended him when he was 16 years old. The FBI groomed developmentally challenged 16-year-old to become a terrorist, then arrested him. That seems to be the story of the FBI. Seriously. I'm not joking. Illuminati Bot said the job of mainstream media today is to make you think the views of 10% of the country are actually the views of 90% of the country. You know all those loud voices, those loud left progressive voices? They are not the majority, they are the minority. But they'll have people thinking otherwise. Clown World said teacher flips out at kids questioning gender theory. Are you ready for this one? Okay, let's have a listen.
How dare you? You just really upset someone. Saying things like should be in an asylum.
Oh, bugger.
And they've gone, yeah.
Asylum.
I didn't say that. I just said if they want to identify as a cat or something, then they're like genuinely on that. And they've gone, yeah, they're crazy.
You were questioning their identity.
No, I wasn't a question. I was just saying about the gender. I didn't say anything about them.
But where did you get this idea from that there's only two genders?
I just think it's my opinion. That is my opinion. If I respect their opinion, can't they respect my opinion?
It is not an opinion.
Yes, it is.
It's not an opinion you can have.
Loads of people think there's only two genders.
There's only a boy and a girl.
Literally. There's no other private part. There's only two.
Gender is not linked to the parts that you were born with. Gender is about how you identify, which is what I said right from the very beginning of the lesson.
I just don't agree with that. So why should I have to listen to I don't agree with it?
Biological sex, there is actually 3 biological sexes, because you can be born intersex. You can be born with male and female body parts or hormones.
Yeah.
Did you know that?
Yeah, there's 3. There's not 3 androids.
Doesn't mean.
Yeah, there's 3. I'm talking about biological sex. In terms of gender, there are lots of genders. There is transgender. There is agender, people that don't believe they have a gender at all.
Yeah, but you can't have that.
You can't have that. It's not a law.
Yeah, but it's not a law, but it's our opinion. We just don't agree with it. We just think it's all just.
If you have a vagina, you're a girl. If you have a penis, you're a boy.
Yeah.
But cisgender is not necessarily the way to be. You were talking about the fact that cisgender is the norm, that you identify with the gender of the sexual organ that you're born with, or you're with. That's basically what you're saying.
Yeah.
Which is really despicable.
How? When it's
if I called my mum right now, my mum would be on my side.
If I called my mum, she'd say.
Well, that's very sad as well then.
How is it?
Loads of people agree with that. There's only a small majority of people who actually think that.
And why do you think we have so many problems in the world with homophobia?
Yeah, but
because
that's
of
not
people
homophobia,
expressing.
that's gender.
Yeah.
Yes,
I'm
it
fine
is.
with lesbians and gay people.
Same.
I've got nothing against them.
Yeah, same.
But gender is, there is a link between it, and you're saying that people can't
isn't
change
No, they
who they want
can't.
to be.
They can't. Unless you
You're
get a
so
penis
wrong.
attached. No, I'm not.
You're confusing sex and gender.
No, I'm not though. Because
Yes,
if you have a
you are.
vagina, you're a girl. If you have a penis, you're a boy.
Yeah, you can't have a vagina and be a girl, but then
Gender
Unless
identify
you
as
get pregnant, even then,
Gender
because
is
you've got
about
those genes.
how you identity.
I
How
just
you
don't agree with
identify.
it.
Yeah,
Which
that's
means
fine.
not an opinion
Yes,
that we
it is.
express in this
Yes,
school.
it is.
No, it's not. And if you don't like it, you need to go to a different school. So
I did go to a
I'm
different
reporting you to Miss Willis. You need to have a proper educational conversation about equality, diversity and
I ain't doing
inclusion.
it. My mum
Because
doesn't
I'm
let
not
me.
having that expressed in my lesson. When I'm teaching you about you can be who you want to be,
Everyone else
how
thinks
you
it.
identify is up to
So
you.
Everyone else thinks it. They just don't say it because then all
Yeah.
this happens.
Maybe because they're polite and maybe they're sensitive.
I haven't said anything in all of the lessons I've been in. It's just because they turned around and started saying something. So I said, how can you identify as a cat when you're a girl?
Well,
Yeah.
they're now writing a statement. I would imagine that you'll be asked to write a statement as well.
We will.
Yeah, we will.
Isn't it amazing when the kids are smarter than the teacher? Oh my goodness. That teacher is so dumb. This angers me. I can't believe this is what they're teaching innocent children. Kudos to their parents for telling them the truth when everyone else wants to lie to them. Insane. Rage Against the Vaccine said USA singers. Elon Musk is not a doctor. Joe Rogan is not a doctor. JFK Jr. is not a doctor. Anyone taking medical advice from those 3 unhinged conspiracy peddlers is dumber than they are. Dr. Simon Godek. Bill Gates is not a doctor. But everyone, the whole world took his advice on lockdowns and jabbies. The White Rabbit podcast said, did you know before our newborn babies leave hospital, mine included, they always insisted on mandatory vitamin K shot. Vitamin K does not exist. It is time that parents of this world stood up. They've been attacking our offspring for years. They are ruthless. Apparently, readers added context they thought people might want to know. Vitamin K does exist. It's found in kale and spinach. The body uses it to help clot blood, and newborn babies have limited amounts in their livers. Look, newborn babies are born with what they need. You shouldn't have to give them anything. Oh, I should rate this one. Seriously. Not helpful. Sources not included or unreliable. Incorrect information. It's pretty much opinion and speculation. Okay. Submit. I've been doing that a lot on Twitter. Yeah, because I think it's still the left doing all this a lot. Illuminati bot said Obama calls for digital fingerprints so police can arrest people who share non-mainstream news. Seriously. To help law enforcement target what? To to help law enforcement agencies target and arrest users who share and read and share non-mainstream news online. Bloody idiot. Hopefully he's Nuremberg too, or whatever it is that applies to him. Liz Churchill said on this Father's Day, never forget that Klaus Schwab's father was a Nazi that was honoured for his forced labour factories.
This revolution is characterized by the fight of robots against human beings, and we will win this fight.
Professor Klaus Schwab was born in 1938 in Ravensburg, Germany, where Nazi crimes against humanity were committed. His father, Eugene Wilhelm Schwab, was the managing director of Escher Weiss Ravensburg, a company that used slave labor to manufacture weapons of war for the Third Reich. While Klaus's father was at the helm, the Nazi Party awarded Escher Weiss Ravensburg the title of National Socialist Model Company. Years later, Klaus Schwab joined the board of directors at Escher Weiss Ravensburg, where he played a key role in the development of South Africa's nuclear weapons program during the darkest years of the racist apartheid regime. Today, Klaus Schwab is the founder and executive chairman of the World Economic Forum.
If you'd like to meet the people who are supposed to repair the state of the world, or give a piece of your mind to the bankers who helped get us into this mess, we can tell you where to find a lot of them. The World Economic Forum.
Founded in 1971, the World Economic Forum is an international private organization which receives billions of tax-free dollars from its members and their global enterprises. Every year, the WEF brings together its members with world leaders, big pharma executives, tech titans, Hollywood celebrities, media personalities, and internet influencers to meet in the secluded mountains of Davos, Switzerland.
It is a tiny town folded into the Swiss Alps, a village where you could bump into Bill Clinton, Bill Gates, the head of Google, and the Queen of Jordan, all in one place. A lot of reporters cover the forum, but few get inside.
Oh dear. Where was the cutoff now?
To meet in the secluded mountains of Davos, Switzerland.
It is a tiny town folded into the Swiss Alps, a village where you could bump into Bill Clinton, Bill Gates, the head of Google, and the Queen of Jordan, all in one place. A lot of reporters cover the forum, but few get inside. It turns out there are two Davoses, one you see and one you don't. After hours, there are hundreds of private parties where deals are done. People who can't be seen together in public can meet here.
Your Royal Highnesses, Excellencies, distinguished heads of state and government, the future is built by us, by a powerful community as you here in this room.
Klaus Schwab, the founder of the WEF, is particularly upfront and even proud of his ability to shape and influence world politics.
I created the community of global shapers as a means, as a force to shape our common future.
And of course, their Global Young Leaders program is a grooming ground so that when they ultimately infiltrate cabinets,
We penetrate the cabinets.
they will likely tend to govern a certain way.
Nobody will be safe if not everybody is vaccinated.
The names and the countries he mentioned ended up being some of the most dystopian and authoritative during this pandemic.
Names like Ms. Merkel, Vladimir Putin, and so on.
Other names? Jacinda Ardern, Sebastian Kurz, Mauricio Macri, Mark Zuckerberg, Jack Ma, Gavin Newsom, Stéphane Bancel, Chelsea Clinton, Leonardo DiCaprio, Sanjay Gupta, Dr. Leana Wen, Alexander and Jonathan Soros, George Soros' sons, and several of the Rothschilds. And of course,
Now who could represent such a world better than you, Prime Minister?
In 2014, Klaus Schwab called for the Great Reset,
We need a great reset.
which he positioned as the solution to the world's most urgent issues. The dark reality of Schwab's agenda is detailed in his best-selling book, COVID-19, the Great Reset. His endgame mission is to replace independent governance with a top-down controlled, one world government and a central bank-controlled digital currency.
When they say, you'll be happy, what they mean is, you'll be enslaved. That's why they're talking about a Great Reset. That's why they're talking about introducing this quasi-communist, quasi-socialist agenda. They know we've run the course where we cannot continue down the path of the ever-increasing indebtedness because we have a generation that quite literally cannot afford to buy a house.
Millions of Americans are priced out of buying a home.
And so it's easy to tell that generation, we're going to forgive your college debt,
Student debt relief.
and set your expectations lower. You're going to rent forever. We're going to celebrate the tiny house movement. We're going to do all of these things which sound cool because they're shaping our narrative so that we become capable of expecting less. What we need to do is...
There you go. Interesting. Fair Australia, powered by Advance, said if you're still wondering what the Voice Department is really about, this video is for you. Thomas Mayo wrote the book on the proposed constitutional change, and here he is explaining what the Voice plans to achieve in his own words. You ready for it?
The people who stand with me on this stage I regard as giants.
Thomas Mayo. Oh, you bugger.
Me on this stage I regard as giants.
Thomas Mayo.
Thomas Mayo.
Written a handbook called the Voice to Parliament Handbook. All the detail you need.
Thomas Mayo is a signatory to the Uluru Statement from the Heart, but was also entrusted with the physical document.
Mayo is part of the referendum working group. He
spent 18 months travelling around Australia to garner support for an Indigenous voice to Parliament.
And I tell you what, we are sick of governments not listening to our voice. We are going to use the rule book of the nation to force them.
There is nothing more powerful than building a First Nations voice, a black institution, a black political force to be reckoned with.
Keep going until we change the system, until we tear down the institutions that harm our people.
And also to pay respects to the elders of the Communist Party, who I think, without a doubt, have played a very important role in our activism.
You know, this is the first step. It's a vital step. Pay the rent, for example. You know, how do we do that in a way that is transparent and that it actually sees reparations and compensation to Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people?
The power in the voice is that it creates the ability for First Nations to go forth with coherent positions on what legislation needs to be created, what legislation needs to be amended, and punish politicians that ignore our advice.
This is a modest request.
I'm sure you heard in the middle of that, like I did, that he's a communist. That says it all. That's all the only word I needed to hear. Okay, so Bernardi said congratulations to the 19 senators who gave voice to the no vote on the voice referendum today. Support for a divisive and openly racist proposal has no place in our parliament, Ozpol. Cat Turd said when you see a scientist on Democrat state-run media like ABC, NBC, CBS, MSNBC or CNN, or anywhere on TV mainstream, assume they're just another big pharma Democrat Party mouthpiece con artist. Because they are. The same with the experts, not just scientists. One sec, guys. Hello? Yeah? Oh, okay. Oh, really? Oh. Okay. Might be some of the music I played in the background or something. Oh. Okay. Yeah, I don't know why either. Yeah. Okay, thanks, Alex. Okay. Okay, thank you. Bye. Okay, so apparently the stream was taken down and put back up. I don't know. What's going on? What's going on there? Okay, Lucille said a blatant violation of the International Flag Convention on this morning's presser. The Australian flag should be the centrepiece here, another divisive signal. Right here. The Australian flag's supposed to be the centrepiece. Okay, well, since that's just happened, I'm just going to go back to see what's going on. Okay. What the hell happened there, guys? Hey, out to lunch. Hey, Dan Markle Sr. Carl Anthony, how you going? Said Dan Markle. Lanazi, how you going? Alex, how you going? Who else have we got? I am Kai, how you going? Judy, how you going? Tiki Doll, how you going? Joe Q, how you going? That was weird. Okay. Getting notifications all over the place. Miss Out to Lunch, how you going? Sherry, how you going? Flyby Stew, how you going? MJ, how you going? Sherry and Flyby Stew, MJ, yep, I said that. Nicey, how you going? Who else have we got? That looks like Zal, how you going? Dana, how you going? Valiant Thor, how you going? Okay, what else have we? Who else have we got in here? Dana, how you going? I don't know if I said that. Timmy, how you going? Yeah, nearly. I don't know what's going on. Maybe I played something with some music in it that wasn't like was what do you call it? Censored. Wow. Okay, so I'm going to go back and start reading your comments out. Alex said, I know Hev, no wonder she felt so terrible, sending prayers. Yeah, well, she didn't even know. I said to her, I think you might have at least cracked a rib, so you should go to the hospital and just find out. And she said, no, you know. And then she realised she had to go. So Alex said, how dare they say that to her? Yeah, I know. And he was like, oh, I don't want to say. Not an Aussie. Not Aussie. Alex said, evil doctors, thank God you guys were there for her. Yeah, well, I went straight out to the nurses' station, said my mum's in tears and upset because she was told she had to go to her home. And the lady said, I'll come in and talk to you in a minute. So she did, and then she went back out and she found someone who was actually in the conversation to come out to tell her what had happened. And they said it was because they thought she was alone, even though my daughter was there visiting her constantly. And then the lady in the next bed said they did actually say what your mum said they said. They did tell her she was going to a nursing home. So, there you go. Keeping an eye on them. Lanazi said, now the Hunter thing is done now. When questioned by Congress, these people can no longer say they can't answer because of investigation. Good point. Judy said, hello everyone, prayers being sent for your mum. Thank you. Yeah, two-tier justice system, that's it, Lanazi. The turkey's back. Banging on my window. Lanazi said, the investigation's over. I am Kai, said, prayers for your mum. I just learnt this morning my spine is broken from T3 to T7 vertebrae. Looks like... What? King gets a swish, thumb dropped. I'm out much... Oh, I am Kai, I hope you're okay. Tiki Doll said, hello everyone, can't type tonight, but hi. And Joe Q Grant says, yes, I'm late again. Hello everyone. Yeah, please stay, I am Kai. Judy said, prayers to you, Kai. May the hand of God heal you in the name of Jesus, amen and amen. Lanazi said, I think sometimes they've lied so much they even do they even remember the truth themselves? Alex says, sending you love and prayers, you're a tough soul and you'll get through it, I am Kai. Sherry said, hey all. Miss Out to Lunch said, hey Hev, hope your mum is doing better and all of the chat folks are well and safe from harm. Never forget Donna loves Fred and Fred loves Donna. Flyby Stew said, good morning everyone. And MJ said, late, I don't know how late, but hi everyone. And then everyone's saying good morning. And Nicey said, good evening, morning, afternoon, wherever you are. Yep. Flyby Stew said, no. Then Alex, good morning to you. Nicey said, I've had a lot of low-flying military helicopters flying over my house. I'm in Columbia, South Carolina, capital of SC. I'm on the outskirts of the city. Good to know. Yeah, if anyone can let us know if you've seen military action. MJ said, hi Alex, making breakfast for dinner for my son on road trip Thursday. I did see National Guard trucks going through south. Well, interesting. MJ said he called BS. Flyby Stu said it was only yesterday. I was asking a neighbour what's up with all the copters. Lanazi said just Google states and their abbreviations. Yeah, that's a good idea, isn't it? Alex said, oh no, better not hurt their feelings. Alex said, these people need to get a grip. MJ said, stop word salad abusing children, so sick of these abusers. Flyby Stu said, where do they get these people from, professional child abusers? Because they're all a little group. I swear they hang out with each other, all those people. Because they can't hang out with normal people. Alex said, I say take the children out of schools. Yep, the teachers need to go back to school. I'm glad these children are documenting this. Yeah, so am I. Honestly, the kids are smarter than the teacher in that classroom. MJ said, uh-oh, we're all going to the clinker. And Sal said, g'day, Hev and chat. And Alex said, Schwabby truly is an evil Bond villain, isn't he, with his, what look like shoulder pads, you know, that full-on square kind of look. Sal said, time for Klaus anal swab to be cleaned right out. MJ said, 60 detriminutes, Leslie style. Zal said, can you imagine the amount of blood rituals that goes on at the WEF meetings? Oh, I'd hate to know. Dana said, sorry to say, but Malcolm Roberts just a talking puppet head. He's going to hunt. Oh, nobody or serve justice. All politicians are in on it. He's just playing good cop. The agenda steamrolling ahead. I don't agree, Dana, but I mean, I understand where you're coming from, but I don't agree. I do think he's one of the biggest names standing, or the biggest people who are talking, standing up for us, alongside Pauline Hanson. MJ said, I only see him in his bridal lingerie on the member on the beach. Yes. Yes, every time I think of Klaus Schwab, that's what I think. See, the people, the elite are probably part of the LGBT community. Zal said, Kim Iverson, Zal said, all paper tigers. Valiant Thor said, I have more empathy for addicts who have experienced great losses and made horrible decisions than I do for spoiled man babies who brag about breaking laws on television. Alex said, me too, MJ, that can't be unseen. Yep, Klaus Schwab on the beach in his lingerie. Dan Michael Sr. said, eat the bugs. And Zal said, nom nom nom. Alex said, not for me, thanks, Zal. Alex said, oh no. Dan Markle Sr. said, just lost the stream. MJ said, holy shit, what the... Alex said, I'm going to call Hev. Dana said, hi, Alex. Alex said, hopefully she's not banned. Alex said, maybe she can start another stream. Dan Markle Sr. said, she's back. MJ said, whoo. Lenazi said, what the heck? Alex said, she's back, but I'm still calling as I don't think she knows. Out to lunch said it was part of the video, I think. And Timmy, how you going, Timmy? I thought you got booted again. Well, it was close by the look of it. MJ said, one ringy dingy, two ringy dingy. Thank you, Alex. Alex said, crazy. Hopefully it's all good now. How strange. Alex said, I did wonder after that out to lunch. I started to panic. Better put Hev's other links in there. And Alex said, hey, Timmy. And MJ said, hey, Kai is in here. Hi, Kai. Leisha, how you going? When the enemy doesn't like what you say, they try to shut you down. Yes. Yes, well, they just tried, I think. Lenazi said, turkey, lol. And Michelle Epp said, hi, all. And Alex is putting all my links in there. Thank you, Alex. Michelle Epp, how you going? And Captain Whippersnapper, Klaus Chandler Schwab. Thanks, Hev. Alex said, yes, I think I Am Kai is here, MJ. Shout out to I Am Kai and your missus. I hope you're doing all right. Alex said, hey, Captain Whippersnapper. Alicia said, hey, Alex. And Captain Whippersnapper said, hi, Alex, hope you're doing well. Anyone else spinning? Okay, I'm going to end the stream because it seems to be going down. I don't know. What do you think I should do? Are we back? There we go. I'll give it a minute, guys, and see what happens. I'll sit here for a minute and see what happens. Maybe if I don't say anything at all, they won't take me down. I don't know if I had much else to report on. I have been feeling a bit shaky this evening. So we're back? Okay, still okay. I know there's like a 45-second delay between what I'm saying and you guys getting what I'm saying. So that's why I thought I'm not game enough to do any more news today. Captain Whippersnapper said, much love sent your way, Hev, and prayers for your mum. Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, she's... I don't know. I know what I'm watching, I know what I'm seeing, but I don't want it to happen. You know? Yeah. Okay. I'm going to have a little look, see at what other news I've got in case I have missed something important. I have been bookmarking things all week. Angry Aussie said if the BS voice gets up, everyone believing they're Indigenous should identify as one. I can be a cat, so why not? Yeah, okay, I'll just change me identifying as a red Ferrari to identifying as an Aboriginal Australian. If you can identify with whatever you like. Okay, I don't think there's a lot on the voice, you know, just... Tom Fitness said if relevant law applied to Trump, Bill Clinton would be doing 50 years with his wife. Judge Amy Berman Jackson said the responding agency, the National Archives, the tapes were Mr. Clinton's personal records, therefore not subject to the Presidential Records Act or the Freedom of Information Act. The government's position was that Congress had... Okay. It was part of the video, was it? Okay. Hopefully, yeah, we're not getting taken down. The government's position was that Congress had decided the president, and the president alone decides what is presidential record and what isn't. Levin said Smith and the Biden Justice Department want to keep talking about the Espionage Act in the case of Trump because it avoids the Clinton Sox precedent under the Presidential Records Act. Ooh. On 18th of August 2016, Trump stated, "In my administration, I'm going to enforce all laws concerning the protection of classified information. No one will be above the law." Case number 23-80101-CR-Cannon/Reinhardt para 22.A. Oh, interesting. I've got to show you this. Oh, where are we? I didn't click on it, did I? Rage Against the You-Know-What said Veyer's data on mortality from all jabs from 1988 to 2021. Ooh. Oh dear. HIBV, HEP, OBV, PNC, PNC13, DTaP, Flu 3, seasonal, DTP, IPV, Flux season, Flu, Flux, Flu X season, PPV, RV, 5, MMR, there you go. Wow, it's interesting. I'd rather be... Oh, look at COVID. I'd rather not have any of these, actually, to be honest. Interesting. Oh yeah, they're taking over Calvary Hospital, the government, trying to. But Matt Canavan looks like he's introducing a bill that would force the ACT government to have an inquiry so people can be heard. There you go. We got anything else in here? Alan Watson said the New York Times is smearing Robert Kennedy as a leading vaccine skeptic who promotes conspiracy theories, like the CIA killed his uncle. However, the biggest problem the US mainstream media is going to have with Kennedy is that he knows what he's talking about and he's not afraid to say it. They can smear all they like. We know the truth. Oh, this one is quite interesting. Kristen said, I would trust Pee Wee Herman sitting behind me in a movie theatre while out on a date with O.J. Simpson, drinking at Bill Cosby's bar with Flint, Michigan ice cubes, after taking elevator rides with Ray Rice, all while Casey Anthony babysits for me, before I would trust Biden with leading this country. David Weissman says if Trumpers were to branch out of their right-wing echo chambers, they see all of President Biden's accomplishments and policies at work. We can, and that's what we're worried about. He's a leader of the free world, which means all of us, right? Whoever's the president in America is leader of the free world. That includes all of our countries. We are worried because we can see what Biden's accomplishments and policies are doing, and it's devastating. So there you go. I can't take credit for the creativity. I saw something very similar on Facebook during the 2016 election. Well, shout out to whoever wrote that. Oh dear. You have Casey Anthony looking after your kids. Oh. It's quite funny though. Okay, where am I up to? Okay. Joe Rogan, this is a non-answer. I challenged you publicly because you publicly quote tweeted and agreed with that dog Vice article. If you're really serious about what you stand for, and you now have a massive opportunity for a debate that will reach the largest audience a discussion like this has ever had. If you think someone else is better qualified, suggest that person. Because Professor Peter Hotez said, Joe, you have my cell, my email. I'm always willing to speak with you. Just not on camera. And debating. There you go. Oh dear. And there's the offer again. There's been going back and forward for days. Gateway pundit said Rand Paul, Bill Gates is the largest funder of trying to find these viruses in remote caves and bring them to big cities. Of course he is. He is a virus. What am I talking about? Bill Gates is a virus. Stop these things, said no deal. Aussie farmers reject massive wind and solar transmission grid rollout. Piss off, Osnad. Oh, well done. Farmers, keep going, farmers. Don't let them wreck the countryside with that rubbish. It's awful. It's an eyesore. Yep. He's a communist, this guy. We know that. Oh, Rukshan Fernando said, New Zealand surgeons must now consider race and ethnicity when ranking patients for surgery. Government claims it's not discrimination despite some surgeons saying it's unethical to rank patients in such a manner. Yep. So apparently, and this, the Schumann resonance went berserk the other day. 2 days ago. Check it out. I was doing some weird stuff. Okay, I'll show you what the Schumann resonance normally looks like in a minute. When I find the rest of it, where are they? Yeah, men can't have babies, sorry. Active military. If you're a journalist who covered up sex crimes against children, you should be terrified right now. You will not get away with what you did. Illuminati bot said you don't want to know what's in the water. Where's the Schumann resonance? I did bookmark a lot of them. There's a lot in here, isn't there? Oh, and this young girl. Outrage in Poland after the news that 27-year-old Polish hotel worker Anastasia Rybinska has gone missing on the Greek island of Kos. Greek police arrested 5 men, Bangladeshi and Pakistani immigrants, in connection with her disappearance. I can imagine what the poor girl would have went through. Oh, Dodge Stadium almost empty for the Sisters of Perpetual Satanism. I'm going to call them that from now on. The Sisters of Perpetual Satanism. Muslim-led LGBTQ against the... Yep, them. Oh, okay. Showing your private parts to non-consenting women and girls as you watch them change in a woman's single-sex changing room is not a human right, by the way. Neither is children. They're not... Like, to prey on the children, that's not a human right. South Australia is boasting about its power coming from 100% renewables, but it's the most expensive state on the planet. Where did the Schumann resonance go? Oh, kids are cute, but they're not really eco-friendly, said the Times. One less baby helps the planet. They can shove it, seriously. Where was the Schumann resonance? I'm going to have to look this up, aren't I? And SBF got off. Who would have thought? Only 1.6% of US citizens owned slaves back in 1860. Can you imagine who they are? The elite. When slavery was at its peak, so you can stop basing your hate for the entire white race for the actions of a mere 1.6%. Looks like I've lost the Schumann resonance. Was I, like, hallucinating when I thought that I bookmarked them? Ah, dear. I've got no idea. I'm just going through this, guys. Just don't mind me. Okay, how about we do a search for it? Can I spell it? Oh. All but one N. Oh, they caught them erasing. This is what a Schumann resonance normally looks like. This is what it looked like the other day. Who's doing that? Is that the turkey? Turkey is actually banging on my front door. Little turkey. So anyway, they're trying to delete the Schumann resonance. Meanwhile, all this is going on. Hey, stop banging on the door. And someone found this. One of the things is a lot like the other. Image on the right is an alleged angelic divine blueprint, and on the left is Schumann resonance today on planet Earth. Thoughts, explanation, coincidences. Okay, this is what the Schumann resonance normally looks like. This is what it looked like. And this. Angelic something or other. What was it? Angelic divine blueprint. What do you think? Interesting. Schumann resonance, I don't really understand it, but I wish I did. There's some sharp spikes in that one. There you go, look. Sunday the 18th of June, when it did that. How strange. I don't want to play it in case there's... Oh, hang on, is there music on here? Could I get away with that? There's no sound. So there you go. It's a video, but there's no sound. Isn't that interesting? I wonder what's going on. What else have we got? Yep, people are reporting it all over the place. Audio 1 second equals 1 minute roughly, boosted the frequency to the audible range. Hey? Wow, that was interesting. Did you guys find that interesting? That was so strange. Okay, let's have another listen to this one. Kind of sounds like there's background music. I don't know if you guys can hear that. I can barely hear it. Best to use headphones or decent speaker to hear the lower frequencies. That's what it is, the lower frequencies. It's like bass. That's what it sounds like. I don't know if you can hear it though. Sounds like a muffled bass guitar playing in another room. Oh. And Schumann Resonance showed this image yesterday. Not that one. Oh, yeah, well that one, but this is what apparently they're getting at, that it means this or something. Pardon me. Or that. I don't know. It's interesting though, isn't it? I've been following the Schumann Resonance for years. Wow, that's interesting that it makes noise. The Schumann Resonance has just been deleted from the charts as of 12 hours ago. I've been sleeping a lot more since the Schumann Resonance lit up. Yep, I've been sleeping a lot, trying to, when I can, because of last week. I had to go and look after Mum, so I've been trying to sleep when I can. No one's ever seen anything like it. The Earth's heartbeat has gone haywire and nobody seems to understand why. Could be a good thing. Schumann Resonance is doing something it's never done before. The Earth's frequency appears to be weaving a whole new dimensional field. Cellular DNA upgrades, consciousness shifting, memory being restored, and divine natural order is being restored. Okay, I don't know. But it's interesting. Sorry guys, I seem to have a bit of a blocked nose. I've had it for a couple of days because I forgot to take my vitamins. So there you go. Okay, so let's go back to the chat. And what have we got? Okay, it's still working. Larsie said, YouTube worried about Durham hearing tomorrow. I think they're trying some sneaky crap. Captain Whippersnapper said, stay strong and let faith give you much peace. God bless you all. Lanazi said, 9 AM on NTD and RSB and it'll be epic. Alex said, I'm okay, MJ, just think I need to eat. MJ said, I identify as 28-year-old, size 5 and perky boobs. Oh. Alex said, I went back and said, have a video of what happened. Just need to catch up. Leisha said, Captain Whippersnapper, thank you for encouraging words for us all. You have no idea how much they mean. Lanazi said, wow. Leisha said, sorry, Captain. I wrote Captain. Captain Whippersnapper said, you're welcome. Gift your spirit and feed your soul. We're all in this together. We can only help each other at this point. Captain Whippersnapper said, thanks, Alex. Much love sent your way. MJ said, piss off, love that. Yeah, the farmers, piss off. Lanazi said, DNA upgrades on Schumann. Dana said, Hev, I also see where you're coming from, R.E. Malcolm Roberts, but there's no evidence he's stopped any law being legislated, reversed a law, or served justice to any politician or corporation. Yeah, none of them have at the moment. It all has to be shown to the public before they even start charging and arresting people. People have to see it. So that's what I think is happening, yeah. Alex said, I heard something about the Schumann residence yesterday, but don't know what happened. I know time keeps speeding up, though. Lanazi said, I lived on Kos for 5 years. Really? Oh, Alex said, sorry, I'm just annoyed at my nose. Alex said, why doesn't Google have a filter? I just went to look for news and can't put them in date order. I know, isn't that ridiculous? Lanazi said, lol. Alex said, unless they do and I have missed it. Alex said, Turkey trying to come indoors, lol. Yeah, he's trying to get me to feed him, and I'm trying not to feed him because he started nesting in the garden now. He's cleaning up my garden and putting all the compost in one big pile, which is a good thing, but if he nests and gets too cocky, he might attack the cats or me or who knows. I'm a bit worried about him, actually, because they can get territorial and attack you as well. See, sometimes you do need guns in case of wild animals want to attack you, you know. Maybe something bigger than a turkey, but you know, you still need them. Alex said, Alex said, he's like, it's cool. MJ said, Peep's waking up. Leisha said, he's a perky turkey. Alex said, yeah, nothing can stop what's coming. MJ said, perky turkey, that's pretty though. MJ said, sounds like sea whales, doesn't it? Alex said, God is awake. Sounds like the horns. Yeah, that's what I thought, the trumpets. Sorry, I've got to wipe my eye, and I'm not going to do it with the one I just wiped my nose with. What have I done with the tissues? I have no idea. Oh, there they are, right beside me. Oh, dear. My eyes are watering too. Okay. Yeah, the trumpets, I think. It sounds like the trumpets, but lower frequency. Lanazi said, amazing. Alex said, sounds awesome through headphones. Yeah, I had my headphones on, so. Leisha said, that sounds like a vortex into another dimension to me. You never know. Alex said, I think it's awesome when sand moves to the shape of frequencies. Yes. It's interesting, isn't it? Lanazi said, yes. Alex said, if you read the Bible, that may give people a clue why. Lanazi said, yep. Hey, Elena, how you doing? Alex said, I love the farmers fighting back. So do I. Saying, piss off. Austral, whatever you call them. Oh, right, now I'm using this one for my nose. Got to realise not to use that for my eyes as well. Ooh. Alex said, my van digital clock is now 7 minutes faster than my phone computer. Really? Leisha said, Alex, it's due to us ascending to the next dimension to heaven. I've tried to speak to naysayers and those that say I'm a conspiracy theorist. They don't want to hear what I have to say. That is most people. That's why they're being shown at the moment. Because most people won't listen to... They think we're crazy. Well, not most people. Not anymore. It's turning. The tide is turning. Alex said, I reset them to the same time a while ago when we were looking at the time on your digital clock ages ago in a live Hev. Yep. What does mine say? I only put batteries in it last night. So far it's keeping the time. Lanazi said, my one clock is now 45 minutes ahead. Wow. Captain Whippersnapper said, birds can be unfriendly. Put something that looks eyeballs watching on your door. They may get frightened and not do it again. Elena said, I'm here to hear Hev laugh. Good on ya. I was laughing earlier as well. Alex said, I can't wait, Leisha. We're all ears here. We listen to and respect everyone. Great family we have. Okay. And with that, I'm going to say, oh, yeah, yeah. I love you more than I can say. I love you twice as much tomorrow. Oh, love you more than I can say. It's stuck in my head because I was listening to someone react to the song this morning. So, enjoy. MJ said maybe it's time. Maybe time is starting to matter less. Clocks off interest in God's time. Alex said, Elena, I love Hev's laugh. Captain Whipper said, thanks, Hev. That was really out of tune singing, by the way, because I haven't heard that song for ages, so I just had to try and remember how it went. But anyway, guys, I'm probably going to leave it there for today. I don't know when I'll be back on Saturday for sure. I'm not sure if I'll be back before then, though. So hopefully catch you then, and any surprises in between. Yeah. MJ said, Leo Sayer, one of my faves, Hev. I know. He was good back in the day. My favourite song, actually, is, what's her name? Desiree. Crazy Maze. Money don't make my world go round. I'm reaching up for higher ground. To a warm and peaceful place I can rest my weary face. Anyway, guys, that's about it for singing for today. I hope you all have a good night, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are. And, yeah, I'll go with the outro and I'll see you soon. Bye, guys. Love you.
I've seen a lot of change, been through a lot of pain. Some things are not the same as they were a year ago, but all will be okay. I move on each and every day. The past is where it stays, way back a year ago. I've changed for the better this time. I thought I would never be fine. I strive just to say I'm alright, and for the first time in a long time I'm alright. I've seen a lot of change, been through a lot of pain. Some things are not the same as they were a year ago, but all will be okay. I move on each and every day. The past is where it stays, way back a year ago. Bye, guys. I'm not falling. I'll push all my chips and call all in. I'll bet on myself, you keep stalling. I hear destiny and it's calling. I'll keep my head up high through the downs and lows, and we're all going life. Still nobody knows, but I'ma choose what's right and take what comes and goes. And ain't no one in life holding me back no more. I've seen a lot of change, been through a lot of pain. Some things are not the same as they were a year ago, but all will be okay. I move on each and every day. The past is where it stays, way back a year ago. Back a year ago.